Hey everybody, this is Teddy D again. Teddy D's classic cult Blu-ray film reviews. And welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a 1989 underwater creature feature called Deepstar Six. And this was produced and directed by the famous Sean S. Cunningham, who directed the original Friday the 13th back in 1980. And he produced the films in the franchise later on. A huge franchise, as we know, the Friday the 13th film series there. And he ended up producing also the horror comedies, the House films. The first one was in 1985. I'm sure you're familiar with those too. And this is interesting because this came out with a lot of other, well, a couple other 1989 underwater thrillers, most famously James Cameron's The Abyss, which was also 1989, and another creature feature, Leviathan, and later that fall, which starred Peter Weller, Richard Crenna, and Hector Elizondo. And this got, was played in the middle of that whole, trilogy there. That all came out. And this is also by Kino Lorber, the Studio Classics. They do a lot, like I said, they do a lot of these type of films, a lot of 70s movies, I mentioned before. And they're pretty good DVD, Blu-ray distributor. Let's take this. That's a nice slip cover. They always have good slip covers here. We take this one off. Always have time. Yeah, it's the same picture. Look at that. Wow. Not all aliens come from space. You can say that again. This is interesting. This is the same thing in the back there. And, get the Blu-ray here. That's the Blu-ray in there. Same thing. Nothing too much in there changed. Now this film is about a bunch of explorers of an underground compound called the Deepstar Six, and they're trying to establish a top secret Navy base on the ocean floor there. But of course, they go through an underwater cavern, and they awaken something, not too happy about it. And it's a very interesting film from Sean S. Cunningham, different than the Friday the 13th films, within the genre again, kind of the horror sci-fi genre. And good cast too. Nancy Everwood, who was in also in 1989, The Punisher, the one with Dolph Lundgren. She's in this. She used to be in the series Everwood. If you're familiar with that. Also Greg Evergan is in this. He used to be in the TV series BJ and the Bear and My Two Dads. And different role for him in this too, different because he does a lot of comedy. So this was an interesting part for him. And also Miguel Ferreira, who everyone knows from RoboCop back in 1987. And he was in Revenge with Kevin Costner in 1981. Very good actor. He's not with us anymore either. It's a shame. He was a good supporting actor. Always nice to see on screen. And also Nia Peoples, if everyone knows from the TV series Fame. This was back in 1982. And she was in a film called North Shore, kind of a surfing movie that was in 1987. She's kind of cute, adorable little actress there. And Matt McCoy, who used to be in a TV series We Got It Made, and The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, back in 1992, I believe. That was, yeah, that was a good. And let's see, we have a lot of good special features on here. Audio commentary with director Sean S. Cunningham and the visual effects supervisor James Isaac. Yeah, really good old school effects in here. I like it, the visuals, back then when they used models and stuff like that. So I kind of like that. Another audio commentary with the screenwriters Louis Apathenary and Geoff Miller. That's very interesting. They talk about the process of writing, the script and the idea for this. Isolated score selections and audio interview with the composer Harry Merfedini. Now, Harry Merfedini also composed this music for the Friday the 13th series, which we all know, and he's a good composer too, very atmospheric, and like he did with this one too, very eerie and haunting kind of scores. And if you're familiar with the Friday the 13th music, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about there. From the deep interviews with creature effects and special makeup designer Mark Sostrom, creature supervisor Greg Nicterio, and creature artist Robert Kurtzman. Now, these are, if you're very into makeup and monster effects, fans of that in the horror and sci-fi fantasy genre, this is very interesting to tell you how to design the creature in here. And it's interesting too because some of them were kind of disappointed because Sean S. Cunningham filmed a lot of this in a studio, and the sets were so confined that the creature was so huge it was tough to film the whole to make it smaller and or hide underneath the water. So it was interesting to hear them talk about that. And a lot of these guys worked on other films in the genre too, and especially Greg Nicterio. He's famous for, he did makeup for From Dusk to Dawn, Army of Darkness, and he's most famously known for the Walking Dead TV series. There's all the makeup on there, and he actually directed a few episodes. So he became a filmmaker, so it's interesting. And he's a pretty cool guy, always nice to listen to. And The Survivors, interviews with actors Greg Evigan and Nancy Everhart. And that's a really good, interesting interview because they talk about their relationship with Sean S. Cunningham and working on the film, and both talk about where they were at their careers at the time. So it's really nice interview there. And we also got water damage, an interview with stunt coordinator Kane Hodder. Now, Kane Hodder ended up playing Jason Voorhees in the later Friday the 13th films, so he's interesting. I didn't know he was a stuntman. He's a pretty big guy too, and a pretty cool guy too to listen to. And he talks about working on this film and his friendship with Sean S. Cunningham. So that's really nice. Good interview there. Vintage interview clips. Those are old behind the scenes footage. Making of the film, original APK, BTS footage. I'm not too sure about that. I haven't watched that yet, but then you got the image gallery and the theatrical trailer and the TV spot, which is always fun to watch if you're nostalgic about these old TV trailers. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, it's a very cool film. I mean, if you like homage to those old 1950s films like Creature from the Black Lagoon and The Monster That Challenged the World, it's kind of homage to that too, and it's a fun B kind of monster movie under the water, and very cool film to watch during the summer too. So definitely worth checking out and even purchasing too. Like I said, most of these films are pretty not too bad price-wise on Amazon, eBay. And once again, folks, if you dig it, my little presentation here, please hit the like section and even subscribe too. I appreciate that greatly. And that is all for now. Take care and God bless as always.